Guys, hope y'all are doing well. We have to discuss this these flock safety cameras with this emerging surveillance state, police state all around the world. You know, the AI aggregated information on everybody. This is part of it. This type of thing plays right into it. And we're gonna talk about how I can already hear some of you, well, surveillance, I'm not worried about it. Let them look, because I'm not doing anything wrong and I have nothing to worry about. Well, that might not be the case. And these articles hopefully prove that to you, and why we should, at least be watching these things. So I'm gonna read from these articles, and I'll leave the links in the description. I'm gonna leave another very important link, which I'll discuss in a few minutes here. But let's get right into this. So the first one. After police used flock cameras to accuse a Denver woman of theft, she had to prove her own innocence. When a Columbine Valley police officer showed up at Christiana Elser's home in Denver, he was certain he had caught a thief. Sergeant Jamie Milliman knocked on the door, summons in hand, and accused Elser of stealing a package from a doorstep in the neighboring town of Beaumar. The proof, according to Milliman, footage from flock surveillance cameras showing Elser's Forest Green Rivian driving through town from 11:52 a.m. to 12:09 p.m. on the day of the theft. Quote, we have cameras in that town. You can't get a breath of fresh air in or out of that place without us knowing, Milliman said to Elser, according to the Ring doorbell footage of the encounter, because she has video of this encounter. In fact, I'll try to leave a link to a video of that as well, so you can see this interaction between this officer and this individual he's accusing of this crime. He said, just as an example, you've driven there about 20 times in the last month, he added. Along with the flock footage, the sergeant told Elser, he also had video from the theft victim that allegedly showed Elser ringing the doorbell before grabbing the package and running away. He said, I guess this is a shock to you, but I'm telling you, this is a lock. 100% no doubt, Milliman said. But Elser, a financial advisor, told the sergeant she had no idea what he was talking about. She asked several times to watch the video that Milliman insisted proved her guilt, but he refused to show her. It doesn't matter. I'll be giving you all this. If you are going to deny it to me, I am not going to help you with any courtesy, Milliman said. And so anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'll leave this link to this description, but you see where this is going. Turns out the lady didn't do it. And she had all her own GPS information. She was driving one of those Rivians, right? So it had all the camera information, GPS information in the vehicle. And she basically proved she did not do this. And she had to prove it. They dropped the summons. But there's a bigger issue here, right? Isn't there? I mean, how many of us actually keep GPS information and camera information everywhere we go? We have to prove ourselves innocent. So this is an issue, right? Do you think it's an issue? Let me know in the comments. But anyway, this did end up, like I said, getting dropped, but she didn't, necessarily drop it. It's made the news and it's been making the rounds. And we're gonna go to another article here, but I'll leave the link for that one in the description so you guys can check it out and just read the thing in full, because it's crazy. You can read her story, and I chose that article because it really has a lot of her story in there, and you can see it later on how she went about the process of submitting the data to the police office, and then the police chief said, "Oh, good job," and all this, and we're gonna drop the summons. But this is a case of one police officer not really doing his homework, wanting to go ahead and just, case closed or whatever kind of thing. All right. So, but this is another example. I'm going to read this one to you. This is from WSB TV2 in Atlanta. Sandy Springs police officer terminated after allegedly using city's flock cameras for personal gain. Sandy Springs has terminated Reserve Sergeant Francis Esposito after an internal investigation was found to have used the city's camera system for personal gain and may have engaged in corporate espionage. It goes on to say, Sandy Springs, like many other cities, uses flock cameras. The technology allows officers to have a real-time view of the streets, including technology like license plate readers. It goes beyond that, too. Former Atlanta detective Vince Velasquez says the technology can be incredibly valuable to solve crimes. And of course, they go into his explanation of why they need it, how you can solve all these cases with it, which no doubt you probably can. Doesn't mean it's not going to be abused, though. So, according to an investigation, Exposito used his Flock login, his city Flock login, to run the license plates of multiple people and allegedly transferred that data to Signal 8, a company he also worked for. Quote, "The data is a gold mine for literally any startup, any company that is trying to grow," Emory University professor Rajiv Garg said. See, this data is valuable. These companies will buy this because they're proving their models with this stuff. And so, you know, when these cameras are put up in your town, and there's cameras in my state in different locations, I'll just say, and I found them. The way I found them is something else. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. I want you guys to check it out. It's the DFlock map. It's a DFlock website. It's what it's called. And it's a map of where people have found these flock cameras all over, so that you can look and see if there's one in your area or the municipality that you live in or near, just so that you're aware. Just so that you're aware. So the phone died on me while I was recording. It's a little later, the lighting sucks, but we're going to finish this up. Getting back into this article, the investigation concluded that Esposito may have violated multiple Georgia laws, including corporate espionage. When investigators asked about the allegations, Esposito refused to answer the questions and resigned. Nothing says I'm innocent like refusing to answer the questions and resigning from your own police department. But anyway, that part wasn't in the article. I added that. Signal 8 says they never told Esposito to run the license plates, and if Esposito ran the plates, he did so on his own. The company further states that at no point did Mr. Esposito share, transmit, or transfer data from Flock Safety Systems or the city of Sandy Springs to Signal 8 systems. Here's an interesting part, though. The whistleblower who started the investigation was a former Signal 8 employee who told investigators the Flock data was being used for beta testing and validation of their product. Now, this isn't about Signal 8. They're just a product company that sells to law enforcement. But that being said, there's a bigger picture thing. With these two articles, there's a bigger picture going on, right? You have this surveillance system that's being marketed to solve all these problems. Basically, you can find missing people, you can find stolen cars, all that stuff. But you know what? Sometimes officers may, they may falsely accuse you of stealing something, right? They may just steal the data and allegedly sell it to a private company. Who knows, right? Who knows? So it's almost as if that Flock Safety doesn't have a lock on this, what's going on with this data, as much as they kind of say they do. Now, I'll link to their website so that you can read their product information as far as they have it available. But that being said, to me, an AI integrated database, a searchable database like this, it's probably hackable. So I just feel like that, nefarious actors could probably get a hold of this information as well. And it's information on you and me. I mean, these things are all over the place. You look up that the DFlock map that I'll put a link. I'll put a link in the description for the website. Look that up and see if there's any near you, and you'll realize that your information is being logged into this database as you drive past these cameras all the time, every time. And it's just something to think about. So let me know what you think in the comment sections about the Flock Safety Systems, these Flock cameras that are popping up everywhere, and the surveillance state thing in general. I'm not anti-police. I know they need resources to do their job. That being said, this is a different animal. I think this is a different animal, but I could be wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you got anything out of the video, like it, and consider subscribing to the channel. With that said, I'm going to end it right there, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.